everybody, and welcome to my overview for 2018. Now, of course, I'm going to do this on all the individual star signs, and we'll be using, obviously, tarot. Now, I'm not going to go through and show you every single card. I'm going to do it from what I'm interpreting when it comes through, and let's see where Spirit takes us. This will be a little bit longer. Usually I'd go and divide you all up into different areas, but I wanted to do something a little bit different for 2018. And after all, we all want to know what's going on, don't we? Especially if we've been through the turmoil and the test and the triumphs through 2017. We want to know where 2018 is taking us. So here we go. Aries, you can look forward to making a few more compromises in the home and the family areas. And the very first 3 months of 2018 will already show you the flavor of what that year is going to be about. This is about supporting your goals, but not being too defensive, okay? It's about allowing others to come through and also make some very healthy and happy suggestions. You will find holidays and vacations and trips away very significant throughout 2018. So this is a time in which to touch base in many different ways. So you look at your career goals and aspirations, and you're really open to new training, new learning, new possibilities and opportunities. Some may return back to school. Some may be finding that this is a time to challenge themselves to do a little bit better. Great successes coming through. This will be very important for in and around the new summer and also through to the new spring or spring and summer. And you'll be finding that this is a year of just taking things in your stride. A lot of contentment will be sitting around here, and your work and effort and acknowledgement will be really kind of shown. In connection with your finances. Now, this is even better because it shows here, even though you may have gone through periods of time of feeling a little bit resistant about your financial areas, this year it enables you to be able to make different commitments. And the commitments coming through are ones that you've already had signed, sealed and delivered for some time. So you're just taking them up. Now, sometimes this is retirement and insurances or looking at good contracts and agreements. The opportunities that have been around should have been discussed in 2017, but 2018 they're beautiful and ripe. Now, I kind of find that this comes through from around about February right through to about the times of June, July and August of 2018, but it could be the flavour for most of the year. Your health and your betterment, well, you know, there's going to be a few frustrations, past aggravations could be popping up. This will be very prevalent around the spring and the summertime, so take a little bit of extra care. Watch that 6th house in and around the bowel, lower, you know, back, in and around your intestinals, and also the 5th house, which is up around the chest, the heart, the spine, and blood pressure, and so forth. You may be just concerned about family or siblings in that period of time. Whatever it may be, this is a time to really kind of get a handle on your health and your well-being. Relationships, look, things are all about new discoveries, new developments, new changes, and maybe your life is going through that as well. So you're really going to enjoy this year because it's going to bring through a lot more fascination, a lot more excitement, which is going to be fantastic. Now, if you've had a lot of stresses around and this has been a tumultuous time throughout 2017, 2018 enables you a chance to clear that up, because after all, this is a new year and you want to be finding yourself looking at things much differently. Your life's changing, you're changed, so it's time to put a new look or a new outlook on your personal and your, you know, emotional relationships, because this is going to be significant for you. It can have a lot of bearing on your emotional and physical and mental betterments or well-being, and this can create health issues. So Spirit's just saying here, time to look at where that stress has been. This is a year in which you'll clear up a lot. You'll probably wait until around about October and November to see the end of the, you know, problem gone or the situation resolved, but at least you're starting this year on a really happy and strong footing. Okay, Taurus, it's your turn, and we're going to look at what's going on for you in connection with your home and your family areas. Now, this year is going to start off with the first 6 months all about change, and you're going to be implementing this whether you are looking at a change in location or the home, doing a bit of a spring clean, adding to the family. Making these changes are going to be worthwhile, but it doesn't come without a little bit of a test. So the first 6 months of 2018 are going to come down to whether you have have that initiative and tenacity to be able to make things possible. Of course, the money may be there, but it's about having the energy and time as well. Now, of course, with career goals and aspirations, you will be looking at ways you can overcome any anxieties you may have been through. There's a bit of a resurfacing of past issues popping up around about April, and then around about July, and then the end of the year. So this is a time where you're going to be finding professionally you're very focused on the right advice, the right direction, which way to go. Now, some may return to training or other areas such as this, and others may decide it's time just to move forward and look at a new profession altogether. But obviously, Spirit supports it. Now, financially, this year is all about earned income, money that you've already put a lot of time and energy into, and the recognition from this starts to come through. So it's hard earned, you've done it before, or maybe there's a bit of a beautiful bonus. This comes in and around your new summer, so you may be finding February, around times of May, June and July, all being very significant, okay, and up around about the time of the November, December leading out of 2018. This is a time to be very proud of the areas that you've put a lot of energy in and to support, because I dare say 2017 was maybe a little bit stressful for you around your financial areas. Now, as far as your health and your betterment, look, you're going to need to take a little extra care around the second house and the third house of the zodiac. So this tells you watch out for your lower jaw, in and around your neck, your thyroid, making sure that you're taking care of your ears and your hearing and so forth. You may be finding that this is a time that you've been procrastinating between tests and exams and opportunities to look at your betterment as far as your well-being is concerned. The third house gravitates to family and siblings and short trips and so forth, but it also gravitates in and around the shoulders, the arms and the lungs. So this is a time of you breathing and taking time to adjust to your life and making those wonderful changes which are going to be supportive for you throughout 2018. Now, of course, relationships. Look, you're going to have a bit of a bumpy time there, especially when you come into the first 2 months of 2018. But this is going to enable you to really set the precedents for some beautiful changes throughout the rest of the year. Yes, you're going to be stepping outside your comfort zones, and you're going to be finding yourself really open to wanting to test the waters and the boundaries. So you may be finding there's a little bit of tension around here, but I do feel everything will be fine. Now, it could be circumstances just develop and you find yourself trying new things on the spur of the moment. And other times it could be that you're just ready just to make a very spontaneous decision that suits you all. Wow, it's starting to look really good, isn't it? So let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, what does this year hold for you? So around the home and the family, well, I really do feel that the new summer is going to be very significant for you, and you're going to be finding lots of good news sitting around. There's some wonderful opportunities, a lot of the dreams and aspirations that you all had. This is a chance to put that into action. You're also going to be finding that maybe you have some very good news coming in, which will enable you to be able to take those invitations or invites or welcome somebody new into the family. There is just such great things going on, but this is taking you away from your normal routines, and it's really going to be quite a spectacular year for you. Your career goals and aspirations, well, listen, you do have a few good agreements here, and this comes through in your new summer and definitely in and around the times of January and December. So you'll be finding yourself going through the processes of good agreements, contracts, looking at positive steps towards your work and your goals. This is a very strong time to start something new, and your confidence will really build in that because other people will definitely be supporting you. But this is going to be spectacular. Now, for others, it could be you're just supporting children and siblings and family through their career goals and aspirations. But I really do feel that you'll take pride in this step. Financially, I do feel that September right through to around about the time of November and December will all be about the finances, but the first 9 months of 2018 will be a little bit nervous. Now, you may go through worry or concern over whether there's going to be enough. Of course, those fears will be unfounded, but it will take you a little bit of time and energy to work this out. Could be a change or a loss in income. It could be that you're restructuring your financial areas, and it could be that this is a chance for you to clear up any past debt or past issues that that may have been outstanding. So it's going to be a very strong, significant time. Health and well-being, of course, this is you're going to need to be very careful around the 5th and the 12th house. The 5th house is the house of the spine, the heart and the chest areas, okay? And also the 12th house, which is around the feet, the circulation and the ankles. Now, a lot of the times you may be finding that your body's going through a little bit of confusion. Maybe this is not about you and so much about hormones and family and so forth. But it will indicate that this is a time in which you've got some wonderful opportunities to really get on top of any matters. Great for those that are trying for babies or hoping to get some really great results. If somebody in the family has been going through a little bit of a tumultuous time with their health and their well-being, you should see some really great results coming through before the end of that year. Okay, in connection with your relationships, of course, you know, March, April bring up a little bit of a fiery dynamics, and this could have a lot to do with what's been going on. So somebody could re-emerge from the past, a blast from the past. It could be that there are some imbalances that are starting to show up that have been there previously. This could have a lot to do with your partner, if it's a male partner side of the family, such as a father or an uncle, or maybe this is something that's going on within yourself to do with your own parental roles and parental influences. Spirit is indicating that this year is going to need a little bit more sorting out, so more tolerance and patience will be the key. But when you're dealing with males, it's like as if you're just going to have to take a back seat sometimes and just wait for them to figure it all out. Okay, Cancer, let's look where you're going for this year. So around the home and the family, look, between the times of October and November is going to be a lot more what we call solid or a lot more stable. However, I do feel that there are quite a few frustrations that you will need to sort out, and this will have a lot to do with timing and schedules and travel and movement and changes that are going on. I feel that you can get through this. However, it will take a little bit of a ingenuity, looking at it from a different aspect to get the results you truly want. And I do feel by doing this, you may be finding that you're able to clearly see that this is a year of wonderful transitions, new beginnings and changes, something to look forward to, but it'll take a little bit of time. Of course, the career goals and aspirations, you're going to be finding there's a little bit of stress sitting around here. I think your energy is elsewhere, and because of this, you're going to be finding you're going through a bit of a tedious time. There is concern about unemployment, lack of money or lack of ambition throughout this period of time, and this will come up very quickly in the new spring. However, you'll find yourself looking at ways in which you can sort through this. There's a little bit of pressure being applied, but I feel like you're standing back and you don't have a lot of choices right now. And because of this, 2018 is just saying, look, it's going to be a come and let's see what happens type of year. In connection with your finances, of course, it is going to be important or integral in and around your new summer and also around the new winter. So you'll be finding that this is a year of independence that you are striving towards. I'm looking at around August and September being quite prevalent. However, for some, this may happen around the mids of, May, June and July. And for others, it may be your January through to December aspects. Now, Spirit is showing here that there will be good structure, but there will be a few restrictions. You will need to look at ways you can build better foundations for better incomes and better financial support for the future. But I feel that you really don't have that much to worry about. Your health and betterment, well, the 4th and the 6th house are really showing up. So do take care of the stomach, the breasts, in and around areas to do with the digestive areas. You may be finding that there are a few anxieties going on in and around there. And also the 6th house, which is connected to the bowel, the intestine, the hip, in the lower areas of the back. And to take care of the areas where you may be finding that you're not getting enough fluid or enough energy or taking in the things that you need, because I do feel that your body's in opposition to each another. So you may be finding you're bloating when you shouldn't be bloating, and you're finding that you're not comfortable when you should be comfortable. So take care of things around there, and anxiety might set this off as well. In connection with obviously your relationship areas, you've got a year of really big transitions, and this is going to be important, especially from around about June and July. Lots of advice going on. Look, you've been down this pathway before. It's about staying motivated, looking at where you want to be and seeing the results that you would like to see happen. This is going to be a year of much travel and much excitement, and I suppose this is about really taking a step back and listening to yourself about what what it is that you want and how you would like it to be achieved. For some, this just could mean that you're just hitting the road and you're deciding to explore the vast area of the world and the universe. And for others, this could be about you really being able to look at your relationship dynamics, and instead of feeling pulled between where you feel you should be and what you should be doing, you will be starting to get the right advice, putting things into perspective and setting the tone for where you need to be in the near future. Okay, so for those that are going through a little bit of a transition, we're going to be finding, obviously, there's going to be some wonderful outcomes. Now, for Leo, let's have a look here. We have a really good year starting off in connection with the home and the family. This will be very specific between the times of February and March, right through our new summer through 2018. There is some wonderful opportunities here for re-establishing family bonds. There is a very strong influence connected to betterment and well-being, talks, communications, and all of this. And if there's been areas that you have been worried about, there's a bit of a rekindling or a reconnection happening throughout this period of time. Now, for some, this could be something that you're quite nervous about, but allow yourself to take time. It all takes time. And then once in doing that, you'll find matters being a lot more settled for you and the other people involved. Of course, with your career goals and aspirations, look, you know, this last 2 years have been all about you putting plans into place, and now you can probably sit back and relax a little bit. You know, March through to April, May, June, July, and August will be quite prevalent. You may be finding that this is fantastic for those that are establishing business or freelancing and so forth. For others, this is fantastic just for your personal investment, because you'll see some fantastic results come out of there. Of course, with our finances, this year offers you an opportunity, especially over your spring and your winter, to really sort out your financial areas. You will be finding that there is a little bit of frustration going on. You may find you're counteracting losses or changes, but you're happy with the end results because it does show here a very rewarding year. So I feel financially you may be finding yourself really accumulating money through really great ideas, plans, goals, and investment. This can come through study. It can also come through gifts and bonuses. There are benefits sitting around here, grants and so forth. So this is about you kind of finding the area of financial obligation or financial investment where you can actually find that others need to kind of support you. And this is going to be very, very lucrative. Now, of course, the betterment and well-being, we have issues sitting in and around our 7th house and also the 9th house. Now, this means that you need to take care of blood work, your kidneys. You'll also need to make sure that you take care of your adrenals. This is all about balance and so forth. The other area is obviously to do with the house of Sag, which rules the liver, which is the metabolism, the hips and the thighs. You may be finding your body going through a few resistances. Check medications and dietary or health and lifestyle. There may be areas that you need to settle things down. Because you have a lot of contentment coming through, though, this could be that you've just been happy with how situations have been for a period of time, and now you may need to make a little bit of a change. Now, the card that is mainly sitting here is the Mother card. So this tells me look at the mother's side of the family. There may be health issues to do with females in your life, or even with it's yourself, and this may also contribute to hormones and so forth. So there may be quite a lot of discussions going on throughout the year. Relationships. Now, look, you know, this is going to be a year where you're going to wear many different hats for many different reasons. So people are going to really enjoy the opportunity of being connected to you, but you may be finding for different reasons or different needs. And because of this, it's about you being able to say, well, look, if I've got enough time for that person, do I have enough time for that situation? This is going to be more prevalent around about the times of April, May, also around about the times of October and November. So Spirit is just saying here that this is a chance for you just to really kind of look at areas that you can overcome any resentments or learn to forgive and forget, move forward. This is going to be a year of transitions. Like I said, Somebody's popping back in, and this year could have a lot to do with you being able to settle some past issues or bring some rest. You know, this is about not burning bridges but reconnecting bridges. So this is going to be quite significant, especially if you've been going through a period of time for the past 5 years where people have been lacking or missing from your life in some shape or form. Okay, so what's going on for Virgo? Let's take a look. Look, Virgo, the home and the family, you're going to be finding some really good areas opening up around about October and November at the end of the year. Of course, you'd like to see this all happening at the beginning, but I really do feel it's all going to be about balance and alliances and getting people on board and making the right decisions. And I feel financially, emotionally, and physically, all of this will come at the end of the year. However, it's going to be worth the journey in between. Now, you may be finding that you're really sorting out quite a bit, and your focus is on overcoming any stresses or strains that have been there for a period of time. So Spirit is really going to encourage you to stay focused and not get scattered with your energies and then lose direction, because you're going to have a lot going on. Now, career goals and aspirations, of course, this is a beautiful lucky vibration. You're stepping in the year January, February, really embracing this, and then you're going to be finding around about June and July, you're learning to manage things a little bit better. August is an optimum month for the career path, and you may even find here that because of all your determination and hard work, there's some wonderful accolades arriving as well. Now, of course, financially, we're looking at March, April, and May, and also around about the times of September, October, and November for some fantastic results around the financial areas. Yes, it's not going to be all smooth sailing. You've got a little bit of sorting out going on, especially around the winter areas, and you may be finding yourself really looking at this and renegotiating areas in which you can be a little bit more stronger with your financial support. Of course, this is a time in which you have the role of leadership. You determine where you're heading and where you are going. It's up to others to kind of fit in, but you may need to be a little bit more tolerant in between. Now, the health and the betterment, well, look, you've got the first house, and you've also got the 8th house that you'll need to be a little bit careful of. So the first house is about the head, the eyes, the sinus, the nasals, in and around the top, upper jaw, okay, and the ears, and taking care of areas to do with the head, the brain, and, you know, balance and so forth. The other is the hormonal areas, the area of Scorpio, which is to do with the reproductive areas, to do with sexuality, to do with what you believe is your security and your sense of who you are, can often come through this, and you may be finding yourself going through quite a few adjustments. Now, look, you may have been doing this 12 months ago or even 2 years ago, but 2018 enables you this opportunity to get matters back into perspective for yourself, not to overthink situations, not to get caught up in the drama of it, but to find workable solutions. Of course, with relationships, this is going to be quite a successful year for you. So you're going to be finding that you've reached the end of a tumultuous time. Obviously, 2017 was a pretty big test for most Virgos, but you're going to be finding that throughout the new summer or winter and summer that you've got some beautiful opportunities around. This is where partnerships and alliances will be built. This is where you tend to find a lot of your wishing and dreaming and areas of plans and goals come to maturity, and this is going to be absolutely marvelous. You're open to wonderful, beautiful new experiences, so you're open to invitations and travel and getting outside your comfort zones, and because of this, oh my goodness, the world is literally your oyster. Libra, look, the home and the family, you're going to be finding right through to the times of March, April, May, also around about the time of August and September, are going to be all about doing things quite differently. There are changes within the family and the home dynamics which have put you into a position where you're feeling a little bit more independent. And for some, this could be that you're setting up others to be more independent, live more independently. And if this is the case, then you're going to see some fantastic results come out of this. But Spirit's saying, yes, it could be a bit of an emotion emotional empty nest feeling because everything's changing throughout this period of time, but it's there to give you that sense of reassurance of who you are, where you are, and where you're heading. So I feel it's only going to be a little bit better as you go along. Of course, you may be finding up around the career goals and aspirations, there's a lot of decisions to be made, and these will be made as quick as your new summer. And you may be finding as you're stepping into this year for some that this is really about you looking at your study, your goals, your aspirations, the experiences you're trying to develop. You've got some fantastic successes sitting around here, and it just means stay flexible. This year is going to be one where you redevelop a lot of your goals and plans and aspirations into a more substantial or more successful and more what we call bountiful or abundant area in which you can actually have sustainability. This is long term. So this year encourages you to get rid of all the old junk and to be able to make way. Now, of course, with the financial areas, we've got March and April being very strong with changing the financial areas. I've got a bit of an upheaval going on here. You may be finding money quickly coming in and going out as fast as it's happening. And then obviously around about June and July, we have other challenges. But this is a time for you to really reassess your financial areas and sort matters out and get into a more productive time. Because remember, I told you career goals and ambitions are going to be quite well. So if one of your goals and ambitions is to become a little bit more debt free or to have a little bit more financial security, then that's what you'll develop. It's where you're putting that energy where you'll see the greatest successes. Okay, health and well-being. Look, you know, you've got a couple of houses here that are going to need a little bit of attention. Our second house and also in and around our third house. So you need to watch in and around we'll look at your neck area, okay, in and around your thyroid, in and around areas in which you are having issues with your ears, maybe even in and around the eyes as well. You'll need to take care of your shoulders, your arms, your diaphragm, in and around your spinal area, in the top end of the back as well, because you may have a few areas that you need to reconsider or go and have a retest. You might be quite surprised, you know, to find that you've got a condition or a situation that you didn't even realize you had. But this year will bring it out. 2018 will bring it out for you to be able to look at ways in which you can solve this or bring a solution. Okay, so in connection with your relationships, obviously adjustments are going to be made. We talked about this. This is happening in the home, a year of independence and transition and changes. But because you'll be outside your comfort zones, you'll be actually finding yourself developing a different relationship with people in your life or partnerships. And you may even find that around about the times of September, October and November, this is where you're ready to put a lot of those plans or for those goals to start happening. This is great for commitments. It's going to be a fantastic time if you have been talking about making that transition from being single into a relationship. You're going to be finding that there is plenty to do and plenty to happen because you're going to be looking for a new you transpiring from all of this, which sounds exciting. Scorpio, what's your year ahead? Well, the home and the family show straight up that around about January and February, you're going to have to be a little bit better with that time management. You're going to go through a few resistances and uncertainties right up until around about the time of April and May, and then after that you'll find yourself being able to kind of juggle areas and feel a little bit more confident in yourself. Of course, the only frustration is that you cannot kind of rely on a lot of people around this period of time because you may be finding they're busy with their own obligations, and this is a chance for you to kind of work through what's more important to yourself. But I do feel that the finances and the goals for the home is really about making some wonderful changes, and I do feel that this will come through earlier in the year opposed to later in the year. Now, you may be finding around your career goals and aspirations, you've got some beautiful lucky vibrations sitting around. This is very significant from January and February 2018. I feel quite a lot of sorting out going on where this is concerned as well. And this will help you to be able to really look at where you want to be with your career goals and aspirations. I have very favorable agreements, alliances, partnerships, and you may even find that this is a time that you feel so balanced because everybody's liking you and you're liking what you're doing. This will pay dividends for you, especially around about the times of October and November 2018. Now, of course, financially, this is about you being able to have the right support. So the first 2 months of 2018 is about restructuring your budget. However, it's June, July, and also around about the times of the end of the year that you will be really working on your budget and structure in being able to spend that money for improvements. Now, whether this is improving your home, whether it's improving yourself, or whether you are just improving your bank account, whatever it is, you've got some fantastic support. Now, for those that have been wanting to take a bit of a holiday, of course, this year will present itself with a good financial offer or opportunity, but it may come in the mid to the latter part of 2018. Of course, the health and the well-being, the areas I would say taking care of would be in and around your 12th house. Will be to do with areas connected to circulation, so you'll need to watch your feet, you'll need to watch areas in which you may be finding yourself taking medication or doing exercise. Make sure the oxygen is circulating through your body, make sure the medication is going to where it needs to go to. This is about you processing, because you don't want to be working off nervous tension or have swelling or issues or problems because something is not working properly. So you're getting an opportunity throughout this year to put things back into perspective with your health and your betterment, and you may be finding a lot of your anxieties are unfounded. However, this could come down to better shoes, great support, and also understanding exactly where you want to be. Of course, with the relationship areas, look, you know, you've got a year that's actually a little bit of a mixed bag. Part of you is going to be very happy and very just ho-hum and look, this is the way things are going to be. And then part of you is going to go, yes, but I've been through this process before. This time I would like things to be a little bit different. So you're looking for a bit of excitement. I feel that kind of comes at the end of 2018. However, Spirit does show here that there will be a lot of other areas that will take up your attention prior to you really realizing that you've just cruised through this year. So I don't feel the major focus is on not having what you want from your relationship or relationship areas. It's just about you just reconnecting, re-going over goals and aspirations and personal dreams and so forth, and being able to see that from your perspective as far as what is going to be enriching your life and your personal relationship with yourself. But I really do feel that this is a slow and steady, beautiful year, but it's more about friendships and laughter and lightheartedness more than it is probably about commitments and so forth. Of course, Sagittarius, what are you looking forward to? Now, this year does have quite a bit of a mixed bag. You're going to start off with the home and the family through not really knowing where you're going, okay? And you could be finding yourself looking at ways in which you can be in many different places at many different times. This is kind of quite good for a Sag because you enjoy your sense of freedom, but you may be finding yourself seeing this as an opportunity and to really figure out, where do I want to be? What do I really want to be achieving? How do I want this to happen? Maybe you've got a lot of transitions going on in the home in the very first 6 months of 2018, and you really don't start to find your feet until around about the time of May, June 2018. So it's going to be a year of change, but I just feel like as if it's going to be happy changes, not all negatives, okay? Because I feel like a lot of the commitments that you've been putting off is because you haven't had that opportunity, and maybe the first 6 months or so of 2018 enables you to reassess what it is that you need, what do you want, and what's going to make you happy before you do make that leap of faith. Career goals and aspirations. Look, you have got a few frustrations. These open up from February and March 2018, but I do feel the year balancing itself out with a beautiful wish. Yes, you're cautious and apprehensive. Yes, you may be holding back, especially up around about September and October of 2018, but this is going to be okay because you're going to come way outside your comfort zones throughout the period of time, and the decisions and the ultimate choices that you make are really going to be sitting very clear in front of you. You've put the hard work in, you've put the hard yakka in, you know where you want to be. Now it's up to you to kind of see those results materialize in front of you, and I really do feel February and March will bring that in, but I feel the end of the year is where you see your greatest of your successes. Of course, financially. Now, financially, you're going to find March, April, and May are one of the times that you're going to need to be a little bit careful with your money. Don't put yourself into a position where you can't get out of it. You may be finding that you're really not in any really great area of earning capacities, but you're not also in an area of losing money. So this is about you sorting things out. Yes, you could be a little bit frustrated because you're such a passionate and generous and an open and optimistical person that when it comes to money, usually material matters aren't really there. It's usually about other areas. But this year, Spirit is asking you to focus a little bit more on your material concerns. This is about self-love, giving back, being abundant to yourself. And it doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be materialistically, but it's also about appreciating, respecting, or being grateful for the financials that you do have. Now, May and June, you may be finding that there is quite a bit of a time where you'll start to find that you're reconciling your ideas and your passions and your goals where money is concerned. But I really do feel that the greatest of the results will probably come at the end of the year. Health and well-being, well, you know, you have a few areas. You've got operations and major decisions around health and betterment. This could have a lot to do with the house of Scorpio, okay, which is the 8th house, and also the very first house, which is the house of Aries. So the head, the eyes, the ears, in and around the nasal, in and around your upper jaw, all going to be quite sensitive or prevalent. And then we've got our hormonal areas, okay, sexual reproductive areas. You could be finding that there is issues going on in connection with the hormones, and also sorting through that lower pelvic area, so taking a little bit of extra care. Of course, you're going to be able to see the end results here. There is a big picture here, but it may take quite a lot of talking, communication, or a lot of procedures in which to be able to get the end results, but I do feel everything should be okay. Of course, relationship wise, look, you know, you're going to spend the first 4 months of this year going through a little sense of anxiety. 2018 is about change, and you're being pulled in 2 different directions, and it's only up to you which choice you want to make. Stick with the past or try the new. You know, this is the way it's going to be. And Spirit's not going to push you either way. Spirit's just going to say to you, well, look, you've got time. You've got 4 months to consider what you want to do. And then after that, around about the time of June and July, it's time for you to start making decisions, because this is your new summer. You're coming into the new summer of time. And because of this, those decisions are going to be quite prevalent. So 2018 is really about overcoming anxieties, overcoming unrest, looking at your commitments within yourself, looking at the way that you talk with people, people that you associate with, areas that you have needed to go through and clear out for some time, but haven't had that time, energy, or capacity. So this is your chance. So this year really does open up some very, very strong opportunities. Capricorn. Okay, look, you're going to start off February and March this year with a bit of a bang. You've got some great opportunities around the home. This involves your finances. It involves possible trips, opportunities. There's lots of changes in the home and the family dynamics, and because of this, you could be finding yourself really working quite hard and diligently. I do see the success coming through later in the year. However, the beginning of the year is very, very busy. Head down, bum up, okay? Your career goals and aspirations are opening up opportunities for you, and these really come through a greater sense of freedom. Now, for some, you might go into retirement. For others, you may be finding ways in which to develop and expand your ideas into becoming more open and being able to freelance or open your own business. And for others, there could be the benefits of working with a company or an organization which gives you, you know, the opportunity to travel or to do things differently or to work from home. Whatever it is, you've got some great balance sitting here. But this comes in and around your new spring, and then in and around the times of August as well. So you've got a little bit of a jumbling happening there, but I just feel some really great results coming out. Yes, not everything's going to be easy, but it's going to be better on the outside. In connection with your finances, okay, look, you've got quite a lot of adjustments going on. This will be throughout the whole year, okay, but this is about you being able to be a little bit more studious with your money, okay, or a little bit more understanding that sometimes we need to finalize accounts and bills and not leave things outstanding. You may be finding that there are, you know, things that you've neglected. Because of this, you may have found yourself looking at ways where I can take a little bit more of a break or a holiday. Maybe you've been at a standstill for some time, and maybe this is your chance. So in and around your health and well-being, you do have a few areas that you will need to take care of. And this will be in and around your 7th house and in and around your 2nd house. Now, you may be finding issues going on with blood work in kidneys, bladder, adrenals, and so forth. You may need to take extra care of your energy, and you may find that there are a few sensitivities around the lower jaw, in and around the neck, the thyroid, and so forth. So taking care of yourself. You may find that you get unexpected sore throats, coughs, colds, issues with your immune system, and so forth may be a little bit compromised, especially if you're traveling a lot, okay, or outside your normal surroundings. You may be finding that your body's a little bit susceptible more than usual. Okay, relationships. Look, you know, this year's going to give you a chance to overcome quite a few frustrations. Yes, you've been through some tumultuous times, and others you haven't, okay? But the more flexible you are, the better it's going to be. March and April really do bring up quite a bit to do with what we got, the masculinity, males in your life, whether this is to do with father figures, whether this is to do with brothers or important or significant males that have been prevalent. And you may be finding yourself going through a few frustrations. And if you're a male, maybe you're questioning your fatherhood or your paternal or your masculinity in yourself. Yet I feel Spirit saying to you, yes, but you'll get through those frustrations. It's just a matter of time. So the first kind of part of 2018, there will be a very strong focus on this. But then as you get through the year, the more flexible you are, the better your relationship dynamics are going to be. Aquarius, well, look, you know, you can clearly see you've got to clear up quite a lot. You've had a lot of tension sitting around the home and the family areas. You've brought it into 2018. This is your chance throughout the first 10 months of 2018 is just to clear things up. You're going to find there's a little bit of tension around money. You're going to find people are not going to exactly agree. You're going to go back and reconnect with the past a lot. You're going to go back over situations because you're going to have to clear things up. Spirit doesn't want you bringing it through to 2019. So this is going to be a challenge for you. Yes, it's not going to be easy, but it's also not going to be as difficult as what you're thinking. But if you don't do it now, you're just going to be finding that it's just going to be one of those times that it's going to continue on. You don't want it around for the next 5 years, I can assure you right now. You probably had it for the last 5 years, but you don't want it around for the next 5 years. In connection with your career goals and aspirations, look at in and around the time of the new summer, and also around about September, October, and November, because this is a time where you're going to be finding you're looking at new directions, new transitions, and new changes in your career goals and aspirations. Perfect for those that have been looking for this transformation for some time, where you've got that opportunity. It doesn't exactly fall in your lap, but I think it comes through circumstances in your life that have opened up new doorways, and these possibilities can be quite good for you. So it's about you being able to sit there and say, yes, I can do this. I do feel that you will find that the pressure will be off, so it's something that's more of a relaxed opportunity rather than you having to go and delve and study and work hard for it. I don't feel it'll exactly fall in your lap, but it'll just be there. It's come through life and circumstance changes. In connection with your finances, look, your year is really about wanting to have a little bit more independence. Now, you may be finding from June, July, August, and September, that opportunity does arise, but it will take a little bit more planning, a little bit more obligation on your behalf, and it will take you looking at this in a more what we call mature manner. Money might come in very quickly, but it's no good if you've already spent it and you really wanted it for something else. So Spirit does indicate this is a time of looking at your financial obligations and transitions, looking at what you can clear up, but saving something for a rainy day will be very important to you. In connection with your health and your well-being, well, look, we've got the 3rd and the 4th house sitting in and around here. The house of the family, siblings, and so forth, and the house of the mother. So this year is really going to be about taking care of your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your wrists, in and around your lung capacities. And also you may find a few sensitivities around your diet, your digestion, in and around fluid, and in and around the breast area. Now, obviously, if this is hormones, then it'll be significant for somebody that's going through quite a lot of transitions, whether this is welcoming in a baby or whether this is someone to do with a parental or a female that is significant in your life. If it's for yourself, then Spirit says, yes, your body's going through a little bit of turmoil or opposition, and you may need to get things into a better controlled environment. And that means taking care of your diet and taking care of your environment. Okay, in connection with relationships, of course, this is going to be a year of unfinished business. So you have an opportunity here to really look at circumstances. Where have you prematurely felt that you have not finished something off? This is a chance to go back, reconnect, talk about matters, finalize situations, finally let go of the past. There is unfinished business here. It's been there for a period of time. This may have a lot to do with family, siblings, or youngsters in your life, or something that's happened earlier in your life. So you're getting a chance to go back and have that conversation, have that closure, to take ownership for your part of that, but also in other ways accepting other people's responsibilities as well. Because this is a year of transition and change for you. You will not be able to move forward completely unless you have this settled. So Spirit's showing that the new winter will bring in some very positive times for yourself, and you will find yourself going through processes in which you are able to really use this as a stepping stone to better yourself, to better your relationships, and to better commitments in your future. Okay, Pisces, you're lucky last. Let's see how we're going here. All right, for the home and the family, I really do feel that in and around June, July, August, September, and October will be very prevalent for you. You've got some beautiful communications here. There's some wonderful family dynamics, wonderful for welcoming in family. You might be finding beautiful commitments coming in and around this time. A lot of happiness, a lot of success. There is this chance that you may be finding you're dealing with other siblings a lot. And this may be about you actually having that reunification and connection, which will be very important. And for others, it could be just about you being able to find that within yourself. But the home and the family dynamics are going to be looking quite marvelous. Lots of happiness and good success sitting around there. Career goals and aspirations. Look, it's like as if you could do this with your eyes closed, you know it like the back of your hand. So the first 6 weeks of 2018 are opening up an opportunity for you that you may have wanted to do previously, and now you're getting a chance to do it all again. Spirit is showing here that your advice or advisory roles, your leadership and so forth are really going to be sought. This will be very important, or especially around about the times of June, July and August. In between, you may be finding yourself really kind of buckling down, getting as much information under the belt, making yourself as appetizing as possible as far as good career goals and aspirations, or stepping up such as promotions. But I feel this year is really going to pay some very strong or very handsome dividends. Your financial areas, look, it's all going to be okay. Yes, you're going to have some touch and goes, but this year is pretty much moderation. You could be looking at ways you can invest into the home, into the family, into goals, into aspirations. You may be finding that you've got some fantastic support sitting around you. The only little fly in the ointment is just watch insurances and papers and so forth, because 2018 could bring quite a few adjustments, things that you're worried about, and because of this you may be finding that you're spending money that you don't need to. Okay, it's like overspending, overly cautious. Your health and betterment, well, the 3rd house, the 9th house, and in and around the 12th house are all going to be quite sensitive to you. Watch out for areas to do with the chest, as in the lungs, arms, the shoulders, the hands, also to do with family or genetics. And also look at areas to do with the liver, in and around the hips, the thighs, okay, because you may also find that you're going through a bit of a process within the body with slowing down of metabolism and so forth. And then we're looking at the 12th house, which is to do with circulation, to do with feet, and to do with the ankles. I also put this down to medication, because whatever we put through our body needs to be able to be processed, and this is where Spirit's saying you may need to take a little bit of extra care with areas that may be a little bit super sensitive, having enough time and energy to rest, making good support where those shoes are concerned, looking at where you want to be and how you want to achieve this, and not giving in to doubts or looking at things in a bigger and more beautiful way. Relationships, this year is all about commitments and decisions. So the commitments that you are really going to be putting into place will come through the new spring and the new summer. You will be finding yourself really quite surprised at how easy everything is. There's some beautiful results sitting here. I feel like as if, you know, this is going to be a year in which you may find yourself really stepping into your relationship dynamics with a new oomph. If you haven't met anyone yet, bang, they're going to arrive. If you have, you're taking your relationship to another level. The commitments and choices that you're making are really going to benefit you all, and this is going to be absolutely fantastic. So I guess this year is all about challenges that can be overcome, and Spirit says we're leaving behind, for all of us, we're leaving behind that lack of confidence that we've had, the questioning that we've been going on. Who am I? Where do I belong? What do I need to be doing? It's all going to be answered this year, and this year enables you that chance to go back, finish off anything, close chapters in your life, to make way for the new and beautiful, more invigorating times ahead. This is a chance for you to step in and do the things that you've always wanted to do but haven't had the time, the energy, or maybe the guts to go through and say, hey, I can do this, I can do it, because I've got that faith in myself, or that ambition is alive, or I'm determined I can have that now because my circumstances have changed. So Spirit's encouraging you this year to rebuild your confidence, your self-esteem, and to self-empower, but also to get rid of the dead wood. What don't you need? Get rid of it. It's not going to do you any good throughout 2018. It's a year where you're going to be really looking at the beauty within yourself, the reflections of what you need to do. How have I contributed to this situation? And now how can I fix it? Thank you so much, everybody. I thoroughly enjoyed having this opportunity to connect with you for the overview of 2018. Yes, I think it's one of my longest ones I've done, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how they all unfold for you all. And I'm also going to be looking forward to doing the individual Tarotscopes coming up now for the month of January. Thank you, everybody, and cosmic hugs.